Hey guys, what is going on? Today we're going to be talking about some new Call of Duty information. Now this is kind of talked about, leaked, and very few people have done videos on this, but I thought I'd do a video just to, let you guys know about it and see what you guys think. Anyway, very exciting stuff, but possibly talking about the next Call of Duty. So basically, someone has put out a tweet, and we're going to be getting to that in a minute because it leads to some very important questions and some information. But anyway, so it's kind of a leak, and obviously, I mean, normally in the normal way, every year around April, May, we get leaks and information, and then it's confirmed by Activision about what the next game is going to be, and that's coming up very soon, obviously, because we're now in March. So it's very, very close. Perhaps a few weeks, perhaps maybe a month, between a month and two, and so we will get some information, and that's going to be really exciting. But anyway, yesterday we got tweet, and because obviously yesterday was the Destination PlayStation event, and it's basically Sony's retail first party and third party event, and they talk about the future titles for the PlayStation platform. And at the event, apparently Activision talked of a few details also that were regarding Call of Duty 2014. Now that's quite exciting, and the user from Twitter called Loki Olor, apparently he heard, in quotation marks, details from what Activision said from his boss. So he's basically, well, the code name is apparently Blacksmith, talking about the next game here, Call of Duty 2014, and it's the next entry in the Modern Warfare series, and it features great physics. That's what we've heard. And I mean, obviously, I'm going to go through the tweets now, and then I'm going to talk about it afterwards. So the first tweet he said was, "Got the rundown from my boss on some Destination PlayStation stuff. New Call of Duty sounds awesome." Then he said one scene he described took place on the Golden Gate Bridge. He couldn't remember the game's subtitle, but he think it was Blacksmith. So all the Call of Duty games have a subtitle and like a secret code name. I'm not sure what it was for Ghost or Black Ops 2, but this one is supposedly Blacksmith, which makes sense. And then he said it looks really realistic with great physics. I'm guessing the Blacksmith title is the internal name, like Titan was for Black Ops 2. So, and then he went on to say, also it's the next entry in the Modern Warfare series. Apparently, I wish I had gone. I would have retained the info better. So, this is kind of, we're not quite sure. It's kind of what all the leaks do. It's not really quite sure. It's not definite, but this sounds quite realistic. I mean, it's not 100% true at all. It's not confirmed, but it sounds realistic. It does sound realistic, and I hope it to be true. I mean, considering Sledgehammer Games had 3 years, or almost 3 years, or they will have 3 years to work on the game, it should be amazing. It should have better physics, better graphics, and also it will be targeted mainly at the next gen, and then afterwards they'll focus on the current gen. But next gen is this time compared to Ghost, where they have to still focus on the current gen and then kind of ramp it up to the next gen. So it wasn't quite as good in that respect. But there's a few things to kind of, it didn't end there. So I mean, we did know that Modern Warfare will continue, and I'll tell you why now, because Infinity Ward, one of their quotes was before they were asked by someone, when we just knew about Ghost, someone asked, so what's happening with Modern Warfare series? And someone from Infinity Ward said, well, we haven't exactly got rid of Modern Warfare, we put it to the side. That's what they've said. They said we've put it to the side for now, and it may be continued in the future. Now, when I heard that, I thought, that's interesting. Modern Warfare was really big. If you're going on to Ghosts, then surely that's a new series. What are you going to do? And then we hear about the Sledgehammer games. We think Modern Warfare. So it's very, very, very likely that they will be doing Modern Warfare 4. And it would be really exciting to see what they do. I mean, because they did do Modern Warfare 3. They did the story, like the campaign, and they did possibly a bit of the multiplayer and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. So that could be quite interesting. That could have been Infinity Ward and Activision testing Sledgehammer games and saying, look, we want you to do Modern Warfare 4 because we want Infinity Ward to do Ghosts. So for that reason, we want to test you by doing Modern Warfare 3, and if you do well enough, you can do Modern Warfare 4. Which they did do well enough, so they're doing Modern Warfare 4. And yeah, that's really interesting. So basically, another thing to talk about is that all comes together. And the reason why this is at a PlayStation event, you may be thinking, well, why is it PlayStation? Shouldn't it be Xbox and Microsoft? Because they're the one that lead with Call of Duty. They've got the contract and blah 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 blah. Well, I'm going to talk to you a bit about the contract now. So the contract for that whole deal, when all the DLC comes out first on Xbox, that is all down to a contract that was signed between Microsoft and Activision, where Activision are paid a certain amount of money, I'm sure it's loads and loads, by Microsoft to kind of put out the DLC and stuff on Xbox first. Now, that contract was signed back in 2010. Now, it's now 2014, and it was a 3-year contract, and it ended kind of when Ghost came out, you know, at the end of 2013, so that has to run through the whole way of Ghost. But after that, the contract finished, so there's 2 possibilities from here on. Did they re-sign it, or did they not? There's not really any information out there to tell us which one it was. They're probably trying to keep it secret, you know, so I mean, I could see Microsoft saying, look, it went really well, can we pay you more money? But Activision, considering before, Activision were not quite sure what to do when Microsoft completely messed up, because originally it was thought that Microsoft would lead with next gen, they would be the best next gen, but then PlayStation came along and they were even better. They're more popular in sales and stuff, and so perhaps that's Activision saying, either we want to see what's going on here, or no, I'm sorry, that's the end of the line, that's it, we're not doing any more. You've messed up with your next gen, and so forth. We're going to go with PlayStation. It's a better console, it's more popular, etc. You know. So I don't know. We have to wait and see. But it could be a possibility that in the future, PlayStation will either get it early or get it equal to when Xbox does, which is kind of cool and it's different. But obviously, I'm an Xbox user, so it doesn't really do anything for me. In fact, it does the opposite for me. But it's nice to see a lot of people who've been waiting for, you know, Xbox DLC to change around so that PlayStation can have it at the same time. That'd be nice. Anyway, the last question is, if it is Modern Warfare, the question to ask, what is the third mode going to be? There is going to be a third mode. It's going to be a good game, so if they don't do a third mode, that's going to be ridiculous. They can't do zombies, they can't do extinction. Now, there's 2 possibilities here. One is like Spec Ops and survival, because they did that for Modern Warfare 3, or the alternative is a new mode. I'd like to see a new mode, but what would you guys like? What do you think of all these ideas? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure you leave your likes in the comments. Like I said, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on another video very soon, guys. Oh, also you can go and check out the Plants vs Zombies videos that I did the other day, and I hope you guys enjoy them. If you do, I'll make them a regular thing. But anyway, see you all soon, guys.